if in 300 to 400 weeks we could make it a big revolution, people talking about ranks to riches.
Asking it, I asked it my fair share of times as well, that what is the purpose of life? Eventually, I think for myself, I found the answer. The purpose of life is to maximize. When you acknowledge that you have a problem, you may not be able to find out and pinpoint the problem in the first place.
And I have, the ability to do good in a whole lot of people. We did not plan this, and this is happening great. Radio check.
Loud and clear.
It's lights out and away we go into another podcast of Ranks to Riches. I'm your race driver Sarthak Singh and this is my pitbull Tim Dwivedi. 2 minds, 1 track and 1 championship against the Matrix. For the next hour and a half, we are just gonna do what we do best. Drama, yapping, chaos, and hey, if you end up getting some value, go build an empire or something, man. So, without further ado, right here, Ranks to Riches Grand Prix from Mindbend International Circuit. So, before we get into this all-powerful third episode, let me tell you guys, we tried to record this episode yesterday. Oh, bhai. We almost recorded an hour, almost. And then, Matrix attacked us completely. This guy's audio, he was actually recording an audio in his phone. Phone switch off, audio gone, no trace of audio. Whew, that was such a good podcast, and I think now that we got this opportunity, we should do this podcast even better. So before we jump right into it, Tim, how are you? How was your week?
I'm feeling terrific. Again, grateful to be alive. One of the best days of my life with one of the best people in my life. So, stoked to be here. If you ask about my week, it was pretty good. At the beginning of the week, I procrastinated a bit, but then you know what I did? I made a bet with one of my friends that whenever each day I do not hit the goal that I set out to achieve at the beginning of the day, I will pay him 500 rupees. And you know the conjuice that I am, I would much rather pull an all-nighter than pay out 500 rupees. So, after that bet, I've been pretty consistent apart from one day when I did not do the task, half of the task because of a technical glitch. So, I ended up paying him 250 rupees. So, after that, the accountability is pretty good and we plan to keep it that way till I am in Prayagraj and hopefully after that as well.
Well, if I had money, I would have done the same thing probably. And with you, honestly speaking. So yeah, but I had been procrastinating at the start of my week as well. I almost wasted my Monday, I must say. But after that, I got back on track. I did the editing and all. And bro, that editing. So, as I said, the Matrix attacked us. And even in the editing, the technical Matrix had attacked us. And to share a story with you guys, I've had completed the editing at 3:17 Friday night. Technically, it's Saturday morning, 3:17 a.m. But hey, we are Indians. Our morning starts when the sun rises. So yeah, I completed that and then I was like, okay, let's be awake till 5 or 7. Export this bit out, download it, and then tomorrow we will do my part. I did it. I exported it and it was 13 GB file. I was downloading it, 5 GB downloaded out of 13 GB. 6 p.m. almost, the application crashed. Out of nowhere, at that moment, the application crashed. Gone.
Reduced to atoms.
I was like, fuck. What to do now? And because 3 to 4 hours of my life probably gone, and I had to export it again the next day. Reduced to atoms. Yeah, you said it right. Reduced to atoms. Probably not even atoms. because atoms exist. That file did not exist. That
Just like my
file
girlfriend.
did not exist. Just like mine as well.
All is well. All is well.
Now, कोई बात नहीं भाई, दुख होता है, दिल क्या दुखा है लेकिन टूटा तो नहीं, उम्मीद का दामन छूटा तो नहीं.
That's what 1 hour of sleep does to an MF. Guys, please complete your sleep. Don't be like Sarthak.
No, after that I slept. And that was not the end of it, guys. That was not the end of it. So, the next day, I woke up at around 12. Okay, nice. Exported it, downloaded it, almost 4 hours, okay. Then, I had to, upload the sneak peek. It was already delayed. So, now I thought, let's upload the sneak peek. So, I edited the sneak peek. And because my template of the sneak peek is in Canva, I downloaded this edited part. And then, as I went to Canva, it had an outage.
Fuck.
Canva, the website that I, trusted the most, outage. I couldn't do anything. And I had to wait another hour for it. And after that, finally, it was like, God was like, चलो बहुत सह लिया बेचारे ने, अब थोड़ा उसको दे देते. I wish he thinks like that someday for my love life as well. But okay, let's not go into that. Oh. Yeah, it was fun week though. It was a really fun week, and yeah.
So guys, as you are seeing,
I had a blast.
Yeah, that's great, Sarthak. And regarding the money part, you'll have more money than we soon, so don't worry about that. And the very fact that you're able to stick to accountability without the money, that is that is remarkable on its own, right? And again, guys, this is why, as you're hearing Sarthak saying this, and we were trying to figure out how to get my mic to be working well. And last night we recorded this whole thing, and then the audio got deleted, and we're here again. And guys, this is the extent that we go to deliver you this valuable thing, 1 hour, 1.5 hour long value packed podcast. And that's why, guys, all we ask for is a subscribe. And especially Sarthak, the guy works a lot on making these episodes picture perfect, removing all the errors. So a big round of applause for my guy, the brain behind this podcast. So yeah, man, kudos to you.
You, mate. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, and the thing is, now when you love doing something, it's not a burden to you anymore. It becomes a fun experience that you do, and sometimes things don't work out that well, but it's okay. And this podcast, I mean, if let's say if in 300 to 400 weeks we could make it a big revolution, people talking about ranks to riches. Everywhere on streets there are banners, there are, we are in everybody's caption.
I am standing for the next election.
Mate? Anything can happen.
Competing for the next election. Education Minister of India, bhai. No, we are starting a ranks to riches, ranks to riches, party.
Whatever party, भाई कोई भी नाम सोच लेंगे.
सही है भाई. So with that note and good hopes,
ranks to riches 69.
the
Let's not forget 69. In every of our things we have a 69.
The election symbol would be 69.
How about this? In our 69th episode, we will invite someone.
Yeah, good. Nice.
So make us as big as you can by the 69th episode, and you will have someone good. Maybe even Vijay Mallya. Who knows?
Yeah, that man has been getting a lot of...
No, I'm not taking a dig at anyone. I'm not taking a dig at anyone. Before anybody comes down to me to shoot, I'm not taking a dig at anyone. It's just a joke, guys. Chill out.
Yeah, guys, for legal reasons, that's a joke.
Yeah.
Anyway.
For legal and social reasons. For social reasons as well.
Okay, guys, we got to start. We have to start this thing as well.
I go out of house. No, imagine I go out of house and somebody is already there waiting for me just because I made a joke. So guys, chill out.
Kyun Sarthak bhai?
I quite love my life right now.
He comes to you and asks, Sarthak bhai, Sitapur ka chocolate khaye ho? And then he feeds you Sitapur ka chocolate.
Oh, bhai. Guys, this is Johnny LB reference.
Arey,
This guy.
Any UP,
Okay.
UP guy would
I don't know
understand.
this guy. Who is he? What's he doing on my podcast?
Okay, guys. That was enough banter for today.
So I think we should stop. We should stop. Yeah, that was a whole lot of entertainment in the beginning only. So now,
Nice.
Tim has a great episode planned out for you. And the two things that he's gonna talk about are internal leverage and decision making. And I'll let Tim carry forward from here. The stage is yours, Tim.
I appreciate that intro, Sarthak. So, serious mode on. Ladies and gentlemen, in the last podcast, we talked about how to get more leverage. And you might observe that I stuttered a bit and I fumbled a bit on internal leverage because I hadn't quite internalized the topic till that time. After we did record the podcast, the next day, I had remorse that I was not able to deliver as much value as I wanted to. And then I contacted Sarthak and I asked that, bro, I'm sending the clip, please attach it. So he said that no, that will remove the continuity. So then we decided to have this topic today. So, internal leverage.
No, guys, just imagine, one part of the clip from night before, complete pitch black, me behind him, behind pitch black. The next, suddenly the screen changes and it's morning. You be like, how? It's morning and this guy is like in completely different clothes talking about internal leverage, and you would be like, how the hell did this happen? And then after that clip, it goes back to night. Time travel is real in that clip, guys.
Sarthak, you got to stay serious, my guy. This is a good topic. And if you interrupt, then Sitapur
Okay,
ke
I'm
chocolate
sorry.
is coming for you.
Okay, oh my god, I'm so scared, sorry.
Okay, guys. Okay. Laughter is the best medicine, and that's why we keep going. I'm sorry. If he says anything like jokes and all, just ignore him. We too are serious people. We talk serious business stuff. Okay. So, internal leverage. As we talked about in the last episode, leverage is nothing but the difference between what you put in and what you get out. That's it. If you have more leverage, you get more output per unit of time, per unit of effort that you put in. And this question has been around since ages and everyone seems to be asking it. I asked it my fair share of times as well, that what is the purpose of life? Eventually, I think for myself, I found the answer. The purpose of life is to maximize your leverage, which is to maximize your impact that you have on this world. By maximizing your impact, I mean to maximize your impact in a positive way, not in a negative way like Sarthak, okay? So just keep maximizing your impact, and that, in my opinion, is the purpose of life. So there are a few steps.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait. Me. Negative impact? For real? Are you for real, bro?
Bro, you are interrupting me. That's why you're having a negative impact on my cognitive capacity.
Your cognitive capacity is 100. If I'm making it 99, that's 1%. Can't you bear 99?
I mean, you made a negative impact on my life by teaching me all the shady stuff, dank, dark jokes.
Bro, you already knew all the shady, dank, dark stuff. You just, failed to admit it and escaped your own reality. I just, taught you how to accept yourself. See, I did such a good thing.
वास्तविकता के साथ जागो. Just like I escaped reality, I'll escape the matrix as well. On that note, let's continue.
ये वास्तविकता कौन है?
भाई बात बाहर नहीं जानी चाहिए. We'll talk about it later, okay? We're recording right now. Okay. So,
कट करना पड़ेगा.
So, guys, again, serious mode on. A bit meditation. A bit deep breathing. Yesterday was World Yoga Day. So a bit deep breaths, so that definitely helps. Now, there are a few steps to get internal leverage. First of all is that you need to acknowledge that you have a problem. This sounds obvious, right? First of all, before even we talk about this, let's talk about when would you need to get internal leverage. You would need to get internal leverage when the things you are doing are not moving you as close as you want to towards your goal, whatever the goal might be. It might be to get in shape, it might be to get better marks, it might be to build a company or get successful in your career. When the things that you're doing are not getting you farther enough in the path of your goals, then you have a leverage problem, my friend. If you're working hard AF, but still you're not getting a lot done, that is when you have a leverage problem. So first of all, you need to acknowledge that you have a problem. And this is so obvious, this is so commonsensical, but so many people ignore it. Let's give you an example. So I was overweight for a really long time, and this is a really common misconception or myth which is really popular in the families. If your whole family is overweight, so your parents and grandparents all are overweight, which is the case in my situation, but if the kid is also overweight, then they teach the kid, whenever someone tells him that, bro, you are fat, then you want to reply with, अरे हम तो खाते पीते घर के, तुम तो हवा खा के रहते हो. Ridiculous. If you don't even acknowledge that you have a problem, you just can't solve it. That's basically impossible. And also, let's take another example. Social skills. We assume that only the things that are worth learning are hard skills. Hard skills like learning how to drive a motorcycle, learning how to play the guitar, or learning how to code, learning how to design, learning how to write cold emails, learning how to make better marketing campaigns. Hard skills, easy to measure. But most people don't even talk about that you can learn soft skills as well. And if you find out that you are a loner in the place that you are, and you don't want to be a loner, you want to go out, socialize, interact with more people, you can't do that unless you admit that you have a problem of social skills. You don't have better social skills. If you think that social skills are something someone is born with, charisma and authenticity, or these things, better speaking ability, these things are something which someone is born with, then you just can't fix it. You have a limiting belief. And you might observe that most of the times I speak very fast. Sarthak might have observed, we are friends for 4 years, so I speak very fast most of the time. And I got this habit from my mother, and she also speaks very fast. So I was reading a book and they advised me to speak slow. And then I went to her and I asked her, do you think I speak fast? So she said, yes, I also speak fast. What is the problem? The people can't match up to our speed, so it's their fault. No, it is not their fault. It is my job and my responsibility to get my point across to the viewer who is sitting on the other side of the screen. That's why I need to speak slow, emphasize, take pauses so that the person can digest the information. Again, acknowledging that I have a problem. So, once you have acknowledged that you have a problem, you need to find out and pinpoint the problem and get to the root cause of it as soon as possible. Let's again go to the social skills example. For example, I have this problem that I'm not as popular as I want to be at my college, and I have this problem of social skills. So, you need to find out and pinpoint the problem. At first instant, what you think is the problem might not actually be the real problem. Let's go further into this example. So I have a social skills problem. What could be the cause of the social skills problem? I might at first instant think that I'm not as popular because I don't look that good. I don't score good marks so that everyone can come asking me for study advice. Or maybe I just can't start or initiate the conversation with people, but I can continue with them because with my friends I can continue conversations, but I just have the approach anxiety to go ahead and start the conversation with strangers. So these could be some different reasons that I think could be the cause of my social skills problem. Then to fix that, what do I do? I mean, I could do different things. If I think that the problem is that I don't look good enough, I'll fix my hairstyle, I'll fix my skin, I fix my dressing sense. Okay, that did help a bit, but it's not taken me where I want to be. Like, people are looking at me, but they're not coming ahead and talking to me, right? So just give me a minute.
One eternity later.
So I might want to improve my looks, but as I figure out that probably hasn't solved the problem completely. Then I might want to, then I think that, okay, so it's not solving the problem. Then I'll go ahead and try to improve. I'll go ahead and try to get better marks so that if I get more marks, people will come to ask me for advice, right? So even if I do this and then people are not coming to asking me for advice, or even if they are, they're not having good conversations with me, they're just coming asking for advice and leaving. So that still didn't solve my problem. And then if you fix, it is not until you fix the third problem, which is the approach anxiety. I myself can't go and approach to strangers in my college and start conversations with them. Until you do that, the problem is not going to fix. This is known as the theory of constraints, that until you fix the constraint, all the other variables, no matter how much you increase them, anything multiplied by 0 is still 0. And so this is the bottleneck. Until you fix how to overcome approach anxiety, how to change it, how to change my perception of approaching strangers, by reframing it in the way that they also want to have a conversation with me. So until I do that, the problem will still remain there. The reason I'm telling about these 3 ways to solve this problem is that when you acknowledge that you have a problem, you may not be able to find out and pinpoint the problem in the first go. Okay, so that's why you would have to make multiple guesses, and eventually one of the guesses will prove to be the bottleneck, and when you solve the bottleneck, then you can fix the problem that you have. So you do that, you realize that the problem is in approach anxiety. I can't go ahead and talk to strangers. That is a problem. So then what do? You build a feedback loop that tells you if what you did was good or bad. So we'll take 2 examples here. One, we'll dive deep on the social skills example, and then we'll take a study related example. So okay. So let's say that in order to fix your approach anxiety, you memorize a joke in your mind, knock joke, and then you go ahead and ask people with that joke. And you go ahead and approach people with that joke. This is a hypothetical situation. So I go ahead to Sarthak, he's studying with his friends, and I go ahead, knock. He looks at me like this. He scans me. He continues doing his work.
Who's there?
He continues doing his work. I was like, what? Isn't that supposed to solve my problem? I'm trying to overcome my approach anxiety. Why did that not work as I wanted to? I tried on 10 other people. 4 or 5 people continue with the joke and they ask who's there, and then I tell the joke, and then the person laughs, and then we start having a conversation. 4 or 5 people do that, but 3 or 4 are like Sarthak. They just say nothing because they don't get, like, they get freaked out, like, who the heck is this guy? So, and 1 or 2 people might just not pay attention, like might just give a negative reply that, okay, go away, we're busy, something like that. So you got this, and it depends on how you frame it depends upon whether you are a glass half full person or a glass half empty person. You might think that, okay, nice, 4 or 5 people replied, it's better than zero, so it's good. Let's continue, keep doing that. If you are a glass half empty kind of person, you might think that why did those 2-3 people not reply? So at one time you might thinking of giving up, but what you want to do here is have a feedback loop. So if I have a friend, let's say ex friend is there with me, and I ask him, he has good social skills, I ask him, no, we'll cover that, asking a friend and all, we will cover that differently in another section in this podcast only. So you want to build a feedback loop, which means that you go ahead and you read, since you're learning about how to improve social skills, and then you do the approach or knock approach, and then you go ahead and ask on YouTube that how to approach strangers, and then you never find something in which the person is saying that you should go ahead and watch, you should go ahead and do knock, or maybe if you see someone, the social skills expert, he's saying that do not confuse people or do not creep out people, do not make it awkward. So then you realize, oh, that's what I was doing wrong. So now you go in with a different approach, maybe complimenting their style, and then the person might also tell you that do not approach people who are studying because they're studying. So go ahead in more social places like malls and all malls, and probably a different place. Not to approach in the library, stuff like that. Don't approach people who are studying, whatever place you want to, and like a cafe. So you can approach, go ahead and do that, right? And that and that's how you might be able to take your success percentage from 50% to 80%. And that's a continuous game of improvement. Social skills and soft skills are not that you can achieve a 2800 rating in chess and not go ahead in that. So it's not like that. It's a continuous game of improvement. So yeah, Sarthak, I hope before Sarthak comes at me for doing the sneak diss on chess, I'll continue. Okay, so that was a feedback loop. Let's take the organic chemistry example. So let's say that you are doing a paper, a physics, let's say you're doing a mock test, physics, chemistry, maths or biology, whatever you are, and you observe that you're getting less marks in chemistry. You acknowledge the problem. Okay, I need to fix my chemistry. That's done. You find out and pinpoint the problem. You observe that the organic chemistry questions are giving me problems. And in organic chemistry also you pinpoint that these mechanisms, if the question is from these mechanisms, I'm not able to do that. Okay, so then you have pinpointed the problem. And then you go on YouTube and you watch a video on how to do questions based on Canizaro's reaction. So then you watch the video and you do it for all the different mechanisms that you're lacking in. Or maybe you just watch a general video of how to improve organic chemistry marks in general. And then you consume that content, you consume that piece of content, and then you apply that method. And when you apply that method into your next test, your marks increase by 5, 10, whatever. You observe that the results, that the method that you used following that video, if that was helpful, you're able to do more questions in less time and attempt more questions, get more marks. If it's not working, or maybe you are just getting the same results as you got before, then then you might want to try a different method. Okay, and that is the feedback loop. And if the marks decrease after you trying that method, then you just want to stop it as soon as possible, because that is the worst type of method that you can use, which gets you worse results than your previous process. So that is a feedback loop. In studying, it's quite simple, but in things like social skills or other different things, like let's say Sarthak is editing this podcast and he wants to know if a particular style of editing would be good or not. So he tries that style, and he tries that style right now for this podcast, and he publishes it next week. So between recording this podcast and publishing it, there is a 1 week interval, and we publish it next week. And then he observes the comment of people that yeah, the editing is good or the editing is bad, or he sees the YouTube retention graph which might be peaking or it might be dipping. So then based on that he can make the decision. But it is not as quick as just fixing a organic chemistry problem in 3 or 4 hours and then giving a test in 3 hours. So in 8 hours, you fixed a problem. The feedback loop here is short, 7 or 8 hours versus 7 days. Okay, so you want the feedback loop to be as short as possible. And while learning to solve the problem, you want to read as much as possible, read books on that topic. Like Sarthak reads lots of books on chess, okay? And you might want to watch podcasts on strategy, or you might want to watch videos which are explained by teachers in the case of organic chemistry. So all of that you can do, and then you want to have a feedback loop to tell you if what you did was good or bad. सार्थक भाई तुम्हें शेयर करना है वो वाला एग्जांपल एडिटिंग वाला?
Yeah.
कर दो.
So I was waiting for you to actually end the thing, then I was gonna share something.
हाँ, chat में डाल दिया करो.
So as I interrupted him yesterday for an example, but I was waiting for him to finish today. I am a gentleman, as you guys know.
Nice.
So I agree with what he said. This understanding a problem, and trying to make better and getting a feedback loop is one of the most important things that you can learn in life. And above and over that, many people, as he said, I saw, and even in myself, there was this problem that I refused to acknowledge a problem. Like, even if you go, let's say 5 years ago, I did not acknowledge most of my problems. I was overweight. As he said, he was overweight. He was not overweight, guys. According to the extent I was. To give you the numbers, I was 90 once in kilograms, not grams. Kilograms. And I am right now 69. So then he sent something. I don't know what he sent. But yeah. I know. Editing wala example bhi dunga. Because he has, in mind what I'm gonna say. He knows what I'm gonna say. Anyways, so as I was saying, I refused to acknowledge the fact that I was actually overweight. I knew, but did I do something? No. So unless you do something for the problem, unless you try and solve the problem is just there. And as he said, yesterday, 3 hours before the podcast, I saw a statistic. I had posted a reel of the sneak peek. So on YouTube, it's normal. You already know through the title and all that what's going to happen. Okay, this is a sneak peek video. But when a reel come in on Instagram, you don't know. You got no idea, mate, what is going on. So in my video, I use the same video both ways. The first 2.5 seconds was, an animation that will take you to the, sneak peek section, and that looked good. That was engaging, but on YouTube. But that's not engaging on Instagram. How? I saw for my followers, 60% of my followers view beyond 3 seconds. But only 30%, even 29% just of my non-followers view beyond 3 seconds. Just 3 seconds. You imagine, you scroll a reel, it starts, you scroll away. And that was because I was not hooking them up. And then is what I realized, my editing is wrong. The style, maybe the flow is wrong. What I should do is I should put sneak peek first and then the animation. That would probably hook more people in seeing the video, in seeing the sneak peek and the reel better. Maybe the percentage would increase. I don't know yet. Next week when I put the sneak peek, next shorts and next whatever reel I put out on Instagram, that will tell me. But yeah, that feedback that I got from my last sneak peek helped me, because now I saw, okay, I might be losing potentially some of the viewers that could be viewing this podcast. Because if somebody is not scrolling through after 3 seconds, then that means they're at least consuming some of your content. And I know, let's say 100 people view that reel just because I changed my editing skills. If just 10 or 20, let's say just 20% people come back to see my next reel or the next video I post, man, that's 20 more views, and probably that's 20 more views for 100 more videos. That's 2000 views, man, and that matters. Everything matters here. And that 20 people might tell 10 other people, And what did I do? I just acknowledged one problem, that my first 3 seconds were being wasted on a reel. That is how you should do it. And keep a routine. Find a problem in yourself every day. Find a problem. He said something yesterday, I don't know when he said that, but he said, if either you can get rich or you can be right. I'm sorry if you're gonna say this again, later, but it just clicked right now. Did he send something? Yeah, he did. Sorry, मैंने अभी बोल दिया. Okay, let's see what he's sending. Spoiler. कोई बात नहीं, guys, you get a spoiler. But I did not tell them about the topic, man. Come on. Anyways, so continuing that. So yeah, find a problem in you every day. Every day try, okay, this is somewhere I'm lacking, and I try this still. I inculcated this in myself in around class 9, 10, 10th. And from there, I started seeing changes. I was more confident in myself because every day I was finding a new problem. And hey, not just, find a problem. Oh, I am bad at this and just stay. No. Find a problem, solve it. Don't stop until you solve the problem. Either solve the problem or find another better way. There is no other option. If you see a problem, solve it. Unless you do that, you are gonna be stuck where you are. And as he said, the feedback loop, find any feedback loop you can. For me, as YouTube retention board, YouTube click-through rates are important. Last time I saw my click-through rates was, I think, 30 to 40%, which is not bad, very bad for a first video. But I tried a little bit of more designer thumbnail this time. I'm gonna see if click-through rates increase, if the views increase, then we are gonna change a little bit of strategy. Find that feedback loop in yourself. When I was playing chess, as he dissed chess, and I'll kill him for it probably someday. But when I learned something and I applied it, I probably was not applying it in the most efficient way possible. I was seeing a tactic, and many times in chess what you will see, your first move should have been your second move, and your second move should have been your first move. For those who actually play chess, that will make more sense, but just say the move order actually matters in chess. So that is what feedback and experience is, and that is what is a problem that you should probably find in your own life. What you should do first, what you should do, where you should put your time. I found a problem even today as well. I was giving a lot of my time to gaming. Of course, I am free, but I should give a little less time to gaming and a little more time to building myself. So yeah, from tomorrow only, I'm gonna try and just be 1 hour more productive than I was yesterday. Maybe 10 days later, I'll hit that peak and then I'll be like, yeah. So find your problem, find a solution, and see how, better you get in life, how good you become. And yeah, I'll let Tim continue because he has a lot of things to say. And yesterday he yapped for a lot of time. And today I am yapping a lot.
Yeah, yapping. Bhai,
okay, bhai.
Please ask my opinion tab do when I ask you, okay? Because bhai, if you give the opinion, then my mind goes to counter that. Okay, so anyway, we'll continue. And
he is so rude. Did you guys see?
Yeah, I am rude.
You should see.
I am rude because I care about the value that I want to deliver to the audience.
Such a rude guy.
Okay, so now.
Okay, but that is good. That is good. Continue, Tim. I'm sorry.
Okay, no,
I'll not interrupt you anymore.
Cool.
Again, the stage is yours.
Cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we observe that what Sarthak said and what I told you guys, that all this method of this whole process of acknowledging that you have a problem, finding out, pinpointing the problem, learning about how to solve it, and figuring out if the solution that you found out was good or bad or ugly, this takes a lot of time, effort, and energy. Sometimes it may cost you money also, depending upon what the problem is that you want to solve. Now, there is a shortcut to going through this checklist and getting internal leverage easily. Easier than if you were to go do it all alone. That, ladies and gentlemen, is mentors. For some reason, especially in India, we have this conception that mentors are some spiritual amorphous people who come to your life and bless it with all the goodness and happiness and spirituality, and you find the meaning of life, you get nirvana and stuff like that, like Kabir's dohes, and as he talked about his Sadguru and all. That is true to some extent, but it doesn't have to be that way. A mentor could be anyone. For example, while recording this podcast, you're trying to figure out how to get my audio to not, like, first how to record my audio efficiently, and how to not have it get deleted as soon as we like in the middle of the podcast. So that's what Sarthak helped me a lot in. So he figured out what the problem was. He told me to use this software. He told me to use this tool, make this setting, add my phone, like use my phones and laptops in such a way that they all can work in a coordinated fashion and deliver the best quality output that we want to. So that's why in this particular aspect he was my mentor, because I did not have to learn all about settings of OBS Studio software and learn about different webcams that I can connect my phone to as a webcam. I did not have to learn that. I can just ask him and he can give me advice. So that is what mentors could be. Now, mentors could be a superpower if you know how to unleash that superpower. So, in the upcoming few minutes, I'll be talking about how to get mentors, how to ask them for advice, what some do's and don'ts that I want to cover, and whom should you ask for advice. Okay, so let's start with this. Whom should you ask for advice? The first person, so the person that you want to ask for advice should have these 3 traits. First of all, they should have done what you want to do. I find so many people in my family telling me that I'm tracking my calories and that's somehow not a good thing, and I should eat this and I should eat that, although they are overweight. I mean, why should I take their advice? You absolutely need to have someone who has done what you want to do. Then they should have the right incentives. I should not go to it's a stupid idea for me to go to my barber and ask him, bro, you think I should get a haircut? Of course he will say yes, because he's going to make money. You should not go to a restaurant and ask them, hey, is the food right here? How does the food taste? Of course the owner will say, or the front desk will say that, yeah, the food is exceptional, like the best in class. Of course they'll say that. If I want to ask about if I should get a haircut or not, I'll ask my friends whom I see every day. Or if I want to ask about if a restaurant is good or not, I'll go and ask that one foodie friend. You know, we all have that friend who goes to dine every single week at different places, and I'll ask him if the place that I want to go to is good or bad. And depending upon his inputs, I can decide whether I want to go there or not. So that were the 3 characteristics. And also, while trying to find your mentor, make sure that they are someone whom you can get access to. If I want to get better at cricket, I won't send an Instagram message to Virat Kohli. He'll probably never reply to that message. What I could do is ask a local teacher in the local cricket academy that, can you help me correct my form, like a form in, let's say, cover drive, so I can make my form better, and that's how I can make progress. And that increases your likelihood of the person actually replying if they are actually accessible. If people are getting hundreds and thousands of requests per day, they probably won't answer. They most likely won't answer. So they should be accessible or not. They should be accessible, definitely. So now you know whom to ask for advice. Now we want to know that what should you ask firstly. So if you want to know what should you ask, like I said, when I went to this place and I want to ask this cricket academy tutor, I just asked him for one specific advice. Could you help me clear my cover drive, like make my cover drive form better? That's a really specific thing. I won't just go ahead and say, hey man, can you make me as good of a batsman as Chris Gayle? First of all, that disqualifies in the first place because he's not the mentor of Chris Gayle. And then, even if he is the mentor of a big cricketer, that is a very vague, very not so good answer. It shows to the mentor that you have not done your homework. And that is something you don't want the mentor to think, that you are not that good at doing homework. Because once he starts teaching you and he tells you to do certain things, then also you will not do it because previously also you were not doing it. So, ask specific pieces of advice, at least at the initial stages. With Sarthak, I can tell him that, bro, fix my audio. Because he's a friend of mine. With another friend of mine, I can ask him, bro, could you help me with outfit design? He'll create a whole wardrobe for me. He did create a whole wardrobe for me because he's my friend. And we have been friends for 4 years. So, that is possible. But if you're asking someone whom you don't know, or you're not giving him a lot of favor, so then you can just ask for one specific advice. You can just ask, man, like really simple. And so many people get this so wrong that I can't even tell you. That they would go to ask people for advice, like they would just not even ask first at the same time. Sorry. So many people get this so wrong that I can't even tell you. They won't even ask at the first place. And if you don't ask, the answer is always no, my friend. Most people love giving advice. If you come to me asking for advice, I'll definitely give you advice, provided you do what I say. And I have a policy that I don't give advice to anyone except in the case of two cases. First, they ask for advice. I don't give anyone advice without asking, because a free advice is worth nothing. And second, and by free I mean not just monetary value, but they should have some effort put in that they are asking me for advice. And second, if I know the person and I care about the person and I see that they're doing something wrong and I want to help them, then I will ask them then I'll give them the advice without them asking. But that is very rare. So now, how do you ask for advice? So when you are asking for advice, you need to keep this one thing always in mind. That is humility. Don't be entitled when you're asking for advice, because the moment you ask for advice, you're asking for help in some way or the other. Then you can't just go and ask someone for help and be rude about it. So let's talk about asking in person first, because that will cover most of the points. And if you're asking on text or on call, then you can remove some obvious points. Okay. I want to ask Sarthak for advice on how to use Discord, because his Discord is really good. If I want to build my own Discord server, I want to ask him how to get a better Discord server and how to add all the bots and integrations. So I'll ask, bro, do you have some time? So he'll most likely say, yeah, I have some time. I just need 55 minutes. So he'll say, yeah, tell me. Bro, I just needed some help from you. Could you just help me? Ask, yeah, what happened? I'll tell him that, hey man, I think that I need a Discord server for this reason, and I'm not able to figure out how to build it. I watched many YouTube videos and I just can't figure out how to build it. This particular integration is not coming out as I want it to. I would really appreciate if you could just take out a few minutes and help me. That would really help me, make my channel better and make my community better. Man, anything you can do, if you can just ask me, if you can just tell me something that even helps in just one step, that would be really appreciable. That I would really appreciate. So notice the tonality I'm using. I'm trying to sound vulnerable as if I'm asking for help. If you get lost in an unknown city and you want to ask for directions, you don't ask me, hey bro, tell me how to go to Khuldabad. This guy won't answer you. What you do is something like this, hey man, could you just tell me the way to Khuldabad? It seems like I'm a bit lost here. Could you just tell me the way? So he'll say, yeah, go ahead and turn right. That's how you do it. And we do it all the time. And here, we have to do the same thing while asking for advice. You want to have a vulnerable tonality that, yeah, you're asking for help and you're putting them on a pedestal and you're putting yourself intentionally a bit lower and you are asking for a pedestal because we care about the advice, not about the status that we are showing to the people whom we don't even care about. And you're putting them on a pedestal and then you're asking for help. That's it. And you won't realize how many people will agree to help you without asking for anything. I mean, I've personally had so many people help me in so many different things with knowing that I can't offer them any value. Just because I was polite, I was humble, and I asked them the right way. They saw that I was putting in the work, all of that. And notice when I talked about saying Discord, I just didn't say that, hey man, could you help me build my Discord? I told him that I watched YouTube videos, I did not get this integration figuring out, and that is what is blocking me for everything else. You need to show them that you have done the work, but you're not able to somehow crack it. So that's how it implies to them that you are good at taking action. So that's that. Once you are humble and वो न्यूट्रिशन वाला एग्जाम्पल लिया था. हाँ चलो ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. So if I want to, so let's take another example here to talk about a different point. Let's say I want to ask Sarthak, how do I track my calories? Because I know he tracks his calories and he's really fit. He's fitter than me. So that's how, if I want to ask him. So I'll again ask that, hey man, do you have 5 minutes? He'll say yes. And I ask him, man, I really need some advice from you. Could you just help me? So he'll say yes. What do you need help with? So I'll tell him, man, I've been stuck at this place and at this weight level, at this body fat percentage level. I've been trying to watch videos, but I'm not able to figure out how do I track my calories, and could you just help me with it? So he agrees to help, and he tells me that he firstly asked me for what I'm doing currently. So I'll tell him that I'm using the app MyFitnessPal to track my calories, but then I'm not losing fat. So then he'll say, no bro, you should read the labels on the back side of every bottle or every packet of food that you consume, because that is more accurate. And in MyFitnessPal, there could be a 20 to 30% inaccuracy in the food that you're consuming, the calories of the food that you're consuming. And then I can't just say that, bro, I've always done it like this. I've always used MyFitnessPal. It's a tradition in our family. We always do this like that. हमारे यहाँ ऐसा ही होता है. Doesn't work like that. We care about getting the result, not the path which is required to get the results. I'm asking him for advice. He's above me. So I need to be willing to go wrong, because I know that he is a person who is fit and he tracks his macros properly, and there is something he knows which I do not. And that's why I need to be willing to go wrong on my decisions. You just don't go ahead and arguing with him that, bro, how can you do this? I mean, I can ask him, why do you want me to track the labels? And then he could tell me, because the labels are printed after the nutritional test, which is done by scientists, and it is very accurate. They use this method to find out the nutritional value and all. So then it would clear in my mind that, yeah, now I understand why we should use these labels instead of this. I can ask him, why is it better than that? But I don't go ahead and stay rigid. In both of these cases, when I'm asking him how are labels better and what methods they use to print labels, so then I'm flexible. I can just move. It comes from a place of, I don't understand this. Could you help me a bit more? It does not come from a rigidity standpoint. It's not that I'm giving him resistance, that, bro, I will not do this. He does not give a damn. His life is going to remain the same either way. I can't ask him and say that, hey bro, I cannot track labels, I cannot read labels because I eat a lot of food outside and they do not have street food outside and they do not have labels. He does not give a damn, because I am the one suffering with the problem. So I need to stop eating street food and stick to the homemade foods for which I can find out the ingredients from my mother and find out the nutritional value of labels and all, and ask if I have a suji packet, I can look at the packet of that, and if she's making suji ka chilla, then I can ask her how much suji did you use, and then I can use the label info. I need to be the willing to change. He will not change because he already has a damn result. I do not have the result. So that's why you need to be willing to go wrong. And this is the quote which Sarthak spoiled, that there's a great marketer whose name was Zig Ziglar, and he used to say, you can either be right or be rich, but you can only have one of them. It's on you what you should choose. What you want to choose. You can't have both at the same time. To be rich, or in this case to get whatever outcome you want to have, you need to be wrong many times. And success is the ability to go from failure to failure without the loss of enthusiasm. Winston Churchill. Now, let's say that if you're just asking and you're pedestalizing them, you're asking them humbly, you are a humility, you're willing to go wrong, and you're doing the work, and still you're not getting mentors. So really good thing is that you can just pay them if you have the money. So I've been trying to figure out, if I am trying to figure out how to learn video editing, then I can find a really good video editor and I can just ask him, hey bro, I'll pay you 500 rupees for 1 hour of your time. Could you just help me with this? So he'll most likely agree, because there is no such rule that you can't pay people to ask for their advice. Again, if they're not asking them, pay them if you have the money. If you don't have the money, try to give them value in any other form. For example, let me share the example of one of my friends from a course that I was in previously. His name was Abdullah. He was great at sales, and he was an agency owner, and he was a mortgage broker, and he was in the same course as me, and then he wanted to go into consulting for sales. So I went ahead and followed these steps, that bro, do you have some time? And bro, Abdullah, if you're watching this, you're an OG, my guy. So yeah, do you have some time? Could you help me? And he agreed to have a call with me, and I told him that this is the problem that I had. I could have been more specific, but yeah, that's the case. And then he did help me for some time, but then when I was asking him, he was not helping him, because again, he was not gaining anything from me. So then he told me that, bro, if you could just help me make thumbnails for this video that I want to make, then I'll just help you with sales. So I did end up helping him with thumbnails, and he did end up helping me with sales. Also, it could be an exchange of values, it could be an exchange of skills, and it could just be something as simple as a free lunch. Hey bro, what do you like to eat? This would be very awkward if a stranger asks you what do you like to eat. So if I have a person who is great at a skill and I have physical access with them, and I can grow, and bro, do you want to have coffee with me? Or another great idea would be to, if they're in a line in the same place as you are eating and they're in a line, you could just pay for their food as well, or you could have them take them out to a lunch if they're free, and you could just ask that person that, hey, would you be open to having a lunch with me? And then you can it's as simple as a free lunch, and they can give you the value. And it could be any resource that you have that they don't. It could be in the form of skills that you have. For example, if I have a skill of, let's say, thumbnail design, and Abdullah does not have that skill, so I can make thumbnails for him, and in return he can coach me on sales. Mutual exchange of values. And let's say that Sarthak wants to get I want Sarthak's advice on how to make my recording setup better. And let's say Sarthak is not that good of a friend of mine, so I'll say to him that, bro, I just need your advice on this. In exchange, I saw that you're learning how to code, so I have a course on how to code that I bought, so I can give you access to that in exchange for your inputs on how to make my setup better. So any kind of resource which provides value to them, which you have and they do not, that would really help. in them asking for advice, because then it's not a transactional relationship. It's not a one-way relationship. You're not a parasite. You know, in biology, you have this term which is parasitism and predation, which is plus minus, which means that you are gaining, someone else is losing. It's not like that. We want to make it that both are benefiting, which is mutualism or symbiosis. That I am also benefiting, he is also benefiting. We want to have we want to have conversations and exchanges in such a way that both parties end out with a better deal and both parties end out satisfied. And the third trait is that the mentor should not just give you answers, but also give you the thought process they're using to give that answer. And they should ask you questions on how are they coming at the answer that is intended. Because if they give you the answer in a silver platter, it's not valuable for you. It's the things which come easy to us are not valuable. That's the sad reality of the world. And one of my friends, he was a salesman, Abdullah again. So he used to ask me questions if I wanted to solve the problem. And sometimes it was like irritating. Like, why is he asking me so many questions? Why can't he just give me answers? But then I realized that he's giving me the thought process that he's using to give the answer. And if I just ask him for the answer and one variable changes, if I ask him the answer and he gives me the answer, and one variable and I start using the answer and one variable changes in the situation, then I don't know what to do and I have to go to him again. But again, if he gives me the mental models and the thought processes that he uses to give me the answer, then of course I know what all to think about while considering or analyzing a situation. So you want the mentor to give you thought processes and ask you questions instead of just giving you straight answers. Now, another very important thing, you want to before I start that, let me just cover one more point in humility. It's a personal anecdote. So there was this guy, he was a bit older than me. He's studying engineering right now. And we were in the same course and he wanted some advice. He wanted access to a software that I had, but he did not have. So he just messaged me and he said that, Bete, can you do this and this? Can you get me this list? And it just clicked to me that, bro, this guy does not know how to ask for advice. Like, I understand that I'm younger than me, you're older than me, I respect you, I call you up, but you are asking for advice, you're asking for help. How can you call me Bete? I mean, for some people it might be that, you're getting offended at such a small thing. But man, this is something you need to follow. This is the rule, man. You can't just offend people who want to help, whom you're asking for help. So then I told him that I did not like that. So then he said like, sorry bro, I understand that. So then I gave him the list. Cool. Next point, make it easy for them to give advice. So if I'm asking Sarthak on advice on how to create my recording setup better, I myself will ask him on text and I will request him to send a voice note. I will not send a voice note because a voice note would be a bother for him to listen to. Because if there is a 3-minute voice note and I'm asking him for advice, why the heck should he give 3 minutes to give me advice? Even if he listens at 2x, he'll have to spend 1.5 minutes. But if I write a text message giving my specific questions, then he could just skim through it and read it in like 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, like less than 90 seconds. Okay. So you want to make it as easy for them to give advice as possible. And I will ask him for a voice note because it is easy for him to record the voice note, and it might be a bit hard because it might be a bit hard for myself because I am the one receiving the advice. But again, since I am the one receiving the advice, then I need to be humble. I need to do the work. Okay, so then I will ask for him for advice. So again, do them a favor, solve their problems. You can just ask people that why. That you can just ask him that. Okay, so let's give you an example. That you ask for advice, the person says no. You tell him that, bro, I have this course that could really help you, and I have this material that I could help you, that I have the skill that I could do for you. Could you help me with this? So he says no again. And you offer to pay him, but he does not, but you don't have money, so you can't offer to pay him. So then the key here is to not take no for an answer. Then you just need to ask him, bro, what would it take for you to help me? This is an open-ended question and he needs to give something. You don't want to take no for an answer. And do not take this advice to extreme. Use common sense. Use it with context. Okay? So by not taking no for an answer, I don't mean that you just call that person 10 times, send him 100 texts and just bombard everything. And sometimes that does work. But like, it's really annoying sometimes. Like, especially calling people 10 times and bombarding their messages does not work, right? And I see people that if they want advice from a YouTuber, they'll just comment on the same post 10 times the same thing. Bro, just comment on different posts. I know you want to get attention, but yeah, do not take no for an answer does not mean that you want to annoy them. The last thing that you want to do is to annoy someone whom you are asking for advice from. Don't want to do that. So, but at the same time, you need to be persistent. By persistent, I could say that, let's say on Monday, I ask him for the advice. He does not respond. I talk to him on Wednesday or Thursday. And then if he still does not respond, I send again a text on Sunday, or I send an email on Sunday, or whatever. I send him an Instagram. I tag him on my Instagram story. I wanted some advice from a senior in VIT on how to prepare. So I gave him a recommendation on LinkedIn. So all these are providing value to him. And this recommendation he can always use for his future employers. So that is an asset for this. So I gave him value. So again, ask them what it would take for you to help me, and do not be entitled at all. Please keep this in mind. Whenever you're asking for advice, it might seem like you are below them, but we do not care about status here. We care about the outcome. So that's why in order to get the outcome, do whatever it takes, as long as it's legal and ethical. Sarthak, my guy, what do you think about this?
So that was amazing, and you spoke so much and so good on that.
It.
Mentors, ladies and gentlemen. Mentors. This is a proposal that came into my mind after your audio got deleted. And I'm keeping it in front of you. Think about it. How about, Tim, we let the audience wait another week for decision making and momentum? Both. Next week, you know what the topics are again. And this week, I bombard you. I throw my atom bomb of questions on you. There's some personal questions that I want to know regarding mentors. How do you think?
So you want to have decision making in the next episode, right?
Yeah, I want that decision making and momentum gets postponed to the next episode. Guys, see the next episode for that. And today, right now, I ask you certain questions that I want regarding mentors.
Let's do it. The audience will enjoy it. Most likely the questions that you have are the same as what the audience will have. So let's see.
He didn't know I was gonna do it. I knew I was gonna do it. Yesterday it came in my mind, but then things happened. Matrix attacks. So, the first thing... I'm really excited for this, guys.
Nice.
See, you said mentors, and I understand why mentors are so important. Especially in JEE preparation as well, you require mentors at times. You require someone. But right now, I am in a phase of life. As you said in the first podcast, I can do several things. I am good at several things, and I am at a point in them where I am like, okay, this is good, but am I the best at anything? Probably not. But can I go into it? Yes, I have interests in a lot of fields. I have inclinations, and I have the ability to do good in a whole lot of fields. But I don't know which field to actually choose at times. There is a field in my mind, and I have done some things about it, but not really sure. The confidence that I want to have while giving my time and my energy to something that I don't have. And I feel mentors, somebody who can guide me through it, would really, really help me. So the first question I ask you, how do you get this mentor? See, how to approach them, that's a different question altogether. But how do you find them? How do you get into their atmosphere so you can ask them for help? You can provide them help. I'm ready to provide anyone help in whatever situation they are. But I need to find that person, and that is something that I'm just not able to understand. I have questions I would love to ask them, but how to find them?
Okay, makes sense. So first of all, Sarthak, I am not the right person to ask the question that I have multiple interests,
Yes.
because I never had multiple interests. I like I have thought about it a lot, and since when I was a
You are a single interest man, you know.
yeah, right. Right. So, and to give you guys a bit of context, so as a kid I loved getting attention, and it might sound like a narcissistic thing, but it is what it is. So I competed in many different competitions, and won several, also got good marks in my class, and then I came into marketing, which is the art of getting attention into whatever offer you have. So that, I think I'm in a good place right now, and I have thought about it a lot. So Sarthak, could you just but how I can help you is
Yes.
that I can get you in contact with that mentor. So could you tell me, what specific question do you want to ask that mentor? Could you type that down for me? Make it just one question.
Okay, just one question.
At least right now.
Okay.
The first question, the most important question.
Okay. Guys, I'm typing the question down. I want to know which niche to give my time and energy to.
Okay.
I made it as short as possible.
Awesome. Nice. I like that. So Sarthak, you'll observe this in action.
Yeah.
So Sarthak, you'll see. So guys, you'll see this, the question framework in action right now. Sarthak, whom do you think is the right person who would be able to give you the advice, who would be able to answer this question? Whom do you think? Give me as many characteristics as possible of that person.
Okay. He should be idealizing this,
Yes.
guys. He should be at somewhere either building something good in the tech industry, possibly in the venture of AI, in the venture of creation, generative AI probably, and he should be at a big position, at a good position in a company which is going towards technological things in generative AI, in content creation. These are the few fields that I feel he should be in. I'm not very fluent in this, but I'm just making it up in my head, whatever I feel. So yeah.
Okay. So Sarthak, I think you have answered your question. Gen AI and technology.
You play with my mind games, but yeah, you are right. In a way, I have answered my question. I've asked which niche I should follow in, and I know exactly now.
Generative
Yeah,
AI,
you are right.
technology.
But again, it does. Okay, it does answer my first question, guys. He's playing mind games with me right now. But how to find that mentor? How do you go, and how do you venture into the world and find that one person whom you think this can help me? That one person who is probably at the height of his power.
Okay, Sarthak. So we actually have, so we're making progress here. We have the person, they should be building something in generative AI, or that advancing towards the future of technology, and they should either be building or be at a high position at a company. Again, Sarthak, my question remains the same. What will you ask that person? Assume that you have found that 10 out of 10 person. Tell me, what will you ask that person?
Okay, so So the question I typed is, I want to build something in this field. The field being generative AI and content creation. How to get better in this
Sarthak,
field?
you need to be, as I always say, you need to be specific at one. Generative AI and content creation are two different things, two completely different things.
Okay, you are again correct. So how I want to get better at AI. Let's just say AI.
Okay, so
Let's go for content creation. I'm more inclined towards
cool.
AI.
So you want to build something in AI and you want to know how to get better in AI, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Guys, I'll start sharing my screen and I'll record it as well, so you guys can get an idea of. Bro, today is Alan Turing's birthday.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Happy birthday, Alan sir.
Bye. But I'm really excited for this, guys. We did not plan this, and this is happening great. I think this is better than what I suppose this podcast would look after that. So yeah, we are seeing it in action, guys. We are seeing Tim Divedi in his mode, in his shashi, and he is doing his stuff.
Sorry, in his what?
I quite like that.
Sorry, in his what?
In his mode, in his shashi.
Shashi.
For an F1 fan, a shashi is the make of the car.
Nice.
And
So,
if by the intro, guys, you couldn't understand I am an F1 fan, get help. Get serious help.
cool. So, yeah, I'm sharing my screen, as Sarthak can see here.
Yeah, let me join that stream.
So I'll just search how to get better at AI. Let's see. So we have something. Few courses here. Data camp, all this stuff. Let's see some videos so that we can have a few people whom we can ask advice, from whom we can take advice. So let's open YouTube. How to get better at AI. So this guy is there, Jeff Su and Dan Martel. Who's this guy? No, this is not an AI guy. He's a billionaire kind of guy. So he's just talking about AI. So we want people who have actually accomplished something with AI, as Sarthak said, that they should be either building a startup or be working at the startup, whatever. The reason we're going for YouTube first, because firstly we need to have the minimum viable knowledge about what does it mean to build something with AI, or what does it mean to get better at AI, because there could be a million different things which might be implied when someone is saying that I want to get better at AI. You want to get better at understanding AI, you want to get better at creating AI models, training AI models, using the applications of AI models in day-to-day life, so all of that stuff. So let's see, this guy is good, so we'll see this. And this guy is 1.27 million subscribers. Don't want to reach out to them. Again, 200,000 subscribers, that's too much. 843,000 subscribers, again too much. So Sarthak, what I would suggest you right now is to watch a few of these videos. I think there was another video which I'm not able to find. Sometime I saw that video of Ishan Sharma, and he had this video of how to get better at AI, how to get started with AI. So yeah, I would recommend you watching that and then deciding.
Yeah. Okay. So before we jump forward, the thing that you have mentioned right now, I have done it.
Wow.
The thing about, of course, I haven't learned much about AI, and I am in the process of it. But the fact that you are saying, find that video, get into how to do it. Actually, I have done it, and I have a roadmap ready for it.
Wow, that's
amazing.
amazing.
I asked ChatGPT, I asked Grok, I asked
Telepathy.
I asked DeepSeek, 3 AIs. That video of Ishan Sharma that you are referring, I actually saw that video and I know what he talked about in that video.
Awesome.
And using all that, comprising of it, I made a roadmap, no time roadmap, but about how, in what sequence and what resources to use to get better in making AI. And guys, if you want, I could
Yeah,
share it
drop
with
it,
you.
my guy. Drop it.
Okay.
I need to see that.
I'll share it with Tim.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I'll drop it.
That is amazing.
So,
We just
if
the advice that I gave you, and you've already implemented it. Guys, we did not plan this before, okay?
yeah, like it is said.
This is not scripted.
Yeah, as I was saying, like it is said, great minds think alike. So yeah, we both do and think almost very similar things. And he has said this to me once before as well, that at times he thought I was copying him, but we just have a vocabulary and thinking that is very
Yeah,
similar.
that's true.
So, yeah.
Many times I've found out that Sarthak is doing the same thing as I'm doing. I'm assuming that he's saying the truth, that we're thinking the same things at the same time, and he's not just copying me outright. He used to do this earlier, now he does not do it because he understood that I get pissed off. So, yeah. Sarthak, drop your roadmap.
Yep. So guys, if you could see a roadmap somewhere in the video, I was able to pull it up.
Add the description.
But if not, I'll for sure put a link there to my Google Docs. I've written it in Google Docs, and even in that you will see the designing there.
Wow.
Anyways, I have dropped it in Discord for Trimbikesh.
Awesome.
So the roadmap is as follows. I'll speak it out loud as well. JavaScript first, basics, and before anybody gets on to me, I already know Java quite well. HTML and CSS I know very well, and I have very little knowledge of JavaScript. So basics of JavaScript, syntax and React.js, these are the two things I want to get into. Not too deep, but deep enough to deep enough to leave an impact. Then DSA, MySQL and APIs. Now for these things, the resources that I pulled up is books are, and I love books and I love reading from and learning from books. So yeah, you won't see much videos here, it's much of books. Eloquent JavaScript, You Don't Know JS, and a site javascript.info. Very basic, but it's a great site to learn JavaScript. Then we go on to Python. Basics of Python, Python projects, and AI features and codes in Python. These are the three things that I want to build. First, I want to learn Python in a very deep way. Then I'll go to some projects that I'll build, and then the AI features. So the resources are, firstly, I'll begin with YouTube videos, and then there's a book, Danjo for Professionals. From them, I'll understand Python and do some projects, and then I'll go into Python for data science, deep learning with Python, and some videos on AI with Python. And then comes the major part, machine learning. From there, I'll first learn Python libraries, algorithms, that is ML continuation of DSA, neural networking and other concepts, deep learning, ensembling and generative models. The resources are the first, Scalars machine learning course, which is probably paid, and if by that time I could earn something from you guys, I'll actually buy it.
Request for
ML
sponsors.
algorithms, that is Google machine learning crash course from Coursera. Deep learning's AI's machine learning specialization, it has a lot of different videos in it and a lot of different courses, and deep learning's own website. Ishant Sharma talks about it in his video. And then hands-on machine learning with Skittit, Learn, Keras and TensorFlow. It's a book. Pattern recognition and machine learning is also a book. And there are 3-4 other books, out of which I'll try to read as much as I can because this is a topic I love. So yeah, this is a roadmap that I'm really trying to follow, and I'll follow as soon as I can.
Beautiful. That is amazing. First of all, Sarthak, kudos to you on making the roadmap. I have many different skills that I want to learn, especially being good on camera, being more natural on camera. But I haven't been able to make such a roadmap. I have it a bit like I should read these books and all do that stuff. But man, respect.
For that, two things. First of all, this was not made just because I was very much into AI. This was made because a friend came to me and he said, bro, how do you think I should go into AI? And since I was one of the people he could ask, I said, okay, I don't know much about this topic yet. I was gonna research. So yeah, let's do it together. So he said, yeah, you do your research and together we'll build a roadmap. So what I did was, I researched all that. I found all many books that I could, and I prepared, and we together prepared this roadmap. I first had a first copy of it, and then we together built it into this roadmap that you see. So yeah, it's also because of a friend. But from there again, a little bit of shadowing from the last thing that Trambikesh said. This is something that I realized would be really good, and that is why I'm trying to learn Notion as well. So that's what Trambikesh said, that he had certain things in mind. So that's what something I could put in Notion. I'm trying to build something, and I'm, as you know from the last podcast, I haven't made much progress from there because, this week. Anyways, Tim.
Okay, Sarthak. So this is a great roadmap. You're already ahead than most of the people who want to learn AI, who want to quote learn AI and machine learning, because you have a plan, you have done the initial work. So Sarthak, you know what to do. Why do you need a mentor here?
Yes. Okay. Now the question, why do I need a mentor, is something that many of you will feel is contradictory to my original question. But understand me, and I'll try to make it as simple as I can. See, it's not like AI is my only interest, but one of the things that I want to do in life is build something. Building something that is useful for the people, that is good for me, and that will get me ahead in life. These are the 3 parameters on which I measure how good I will be able to build. AI is one of those topics where I feel I have the most liberty to build this and the most opportunity to build this. He said, good for me, get ahead in life, good for people. Yes, these are the 3 points. Good for me, good, I could get me ahead in life, and good for the people as well. And AI is one of those features which I feel I have the interest in, first of all, and that could help me build something that follows these 3 things. But again, getting good at AI, learning AI is one thing. It could be done in a matter of 2-3 years, understood. But using it to build something, and building is not just learning AI, it's getting yourself into it. It's so many other skills as well. So I want a mentor so that they could guide me into those other skills as well without wasting a lot of my time. And that is exactly the reason why I want a mentor.
Got it. Sarthak.
So someone who can
Go ahead, continue.
I'll not yap anymore.
Continue.
No, my point was almost finished, and as I was saying, someone who so I'll continue. Okay. So someone whom I can trust, someone who could tell me something, and I'll be able to be like, yeah, he's saying this, let's not put our minds to it. Because honestly, one of the good things or bad things about me is I don't trust things very easily. So let's say if one of my friends say to me that, bro, you should do this. First of all, I'll put it on a pedestal that is according to me. Okay, should I do this? Does it have my inclination? Is it good for my life? Is it worth the time that I'll be putting it in? Then only if it checks all those boxes, then only I'll be able to, go forward in that thing. And many times it, wastes some time and wastes a lot of R&D, because in the end I'm judging it on my behalf only, and it's taking the same amount of time. What's the matter if I take an opinion or not? But let's say it's someone like Tim, one of my closest friend, DG, his advice I always take, Tim's advice I always take. They say something, I'm like, yeah, they're saying, I know they know about the topic. If I am asking them, they must be saying, right, that trust is there. So I want someone I can trust and who can guide me through this. Because at times, many of my interests as well, and I know you guys face this as well, are somewhat contradictory, and you are like, it's not exactly learning about AI, but it's about building something, and you want to build, and you feel AI is the best part.
So Sarthak, correct me if I'm wrong. It seems that you want to not just learn about AI, but build some applications of AI that people can use in real world. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
So how is all these courses helping you to do that? How are all these courses helping you to do that?
So first step in building this is actually knowing how to build AI. So these courses, the roadmap that I built, actually takes care of the first step, learning AI. That is the main hard skill step. That these courses will take care of.
Sarthak, again,
Yes.
what will you ask that mentor? See, guys, the reason I'm asking this question so many times is because the answer is changing. You want to get as much clarity as possible. We want to remove all the misconceptions, all the limiting beliefs, all the emotions, all the abstract fuzziness, haziness from his mind. Okay, we want to get a clear answer, clarity in thinking. So Sarthak, once you have found this guy who is helping, who is actually not just he has learned AI, but this person, he or she has learned at AI, and that person is just building it with AI. They are building AI and they're putting it out into the real world for real world applications. What do you ask them if you already know what you should do with terms of this in terms of this roadmap?
Okay. So I'll ask this question assuming I know at least half of the things that I should learn in AI. Okay, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
So the thing that I will ask him is, I know so in AI, but now I want to build something out of AI. What else do you think I should do and how I should approach it? This is the question that I will ask that mentor if I find
Awesome, got it. So Sarthak, tell me one thing.
Yes.
When a kid goes to school,
Yes.
do they learn how to read the alphabet first, or they learn how to write sentences first?
They probably learn how to read alphabets first.
Yeah.
They learn to read alphabets
Beautiful.
first.
So Sarthak, currently you are in a stage where all of these things you have to do. You have these books, you have these courses, you have all of this interesting things, and you want to do all of that. And it seems like there's a lot of fog, and you're trying to figure out how you will build it when you read these courses and all. But Sarthak, the thing about walking in a fog is that you can only see the first 10 steps ahead. And once you cross those 10 steps, then you see the next 10 steps ahead. When you cross those 10 steps, you see the next 10 steps ahead. So what I mean to say here is that, and guys, this is a quote that you want to remember for the rest of your life. If you walk with nothing else from this podcast, just remember this quote. When the student is ready, the mentor arrives. Somehow, I've always found it to be true. And Sarthak, I feel like you have a minimum viable knowledge in this, and you know what to do. I would have no better recommendation than just to go ahead and you're saying currently that just to go ahead and do this, because you're saying currently that when I do this half of the thing, then I will ask him. Bro, till then you would have so much different context. You would have so many different skills. You would be in a different position. You would have so much context. You would have so much information. You might be in such a community where you already find mentors. So this is just you mentor. Hormuzi calls it mentally masturbating and overthinking a lot. I'm not blaming you, because I do this all the freaking time. You will get better, because walking down 30 steps down the line, you don't know what you will find. You might find a pickaxe. It's like a game. You can't go to level 6 without crossing level 5, and you need the resources at level 5 to go to the level 6. If you have played any games, of course you must have played, right? You will find a pickaxe that would help you defeat the monster at 6, and with the monster you'll collect the gem, and with the gem you can go fight the boss at level 10. And in the middle also you have to find something, and you have to gain that experiences. In level 8 you might find an acquaintance who will give you some advice, or he will come with you to fight the monster at level 10. So Sarthak, my best recommendation for you is to do this and then ask me what mentor you should have, because till then you would have so much information. And the best thing I would recommend is join communities. You can join communities on Reddit, you can join communities on school, Facebook, Discord, and so Discord, Facebook, and school, and Slack also. Slack is also, some good communities are there in Slack, but Slack is invite only. So
Actually,
really great communities you can join. And that just a minute, Sarthak. So from there you can find the mentors as well. That's what I was saying. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I had actually found a good community, that is dev.to, where AI and all these stuff that I also don't know about is being talked, and it's a very good community. As I said, due to a lot of different workloads, I'm not able to follow it that well, but yeah, I have that community and I know it's one of those places. But yeah, as you said, it's mentally okay. I'll share something which I feel a lot of you guys also feel. Uncertainty is a thing where I am not comfortable. It's the thing, they say about the comfort zone. Uncertainty is just beyond my comfort zone, because when I am certain about things, okay, this is what I have to do, this is the path, I am able to do it really well. And at sometimes uncertainty even drives me forward. But yeah, it's not the most comfortable of places. And that is why I at times have trouble taking that first 10 steps that I can see, because I don't know what that 11th to 20th steps have to be. So Tim is right, and I agree with him, and that is why this podcast is here, so I can also understand what I should do. That is something that I think is what he said in the beginning. The problem that I have to conquer, that I have to take those 10 steps, I have to get ahead first, and then only I think about things that, like mentors and all.
And guys, don't think that I am free from all this sins. I am not Doodh ka Dula. I have mentally overthought so many things.
Dula nahi, Dhula.
Okay, my bad.
I heard Dula.
Dula ही अभी तक दूल्हा ही बोलता था.
But दूध का दूल्हा.
Damn भाई. Anyway.
नहीं, दूल्हा बोल दिया. Oh my God, my दूध का दूल्हा is Tim. आज दूध की होगी शादी. Oh, we are back to our jokes, guys.
Nice. We need a little bit of that to keep us going at 2:32 a.m. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's 2:32.
Yeah. Okay. क्या बोल रहा था मैं? क्या बोल रहा था मैं? ऋषि भाई.
Yeah. You are not दूध का दूल्हा.
Yes, I'm not दूध का दूल्हा.
Yeah, because
okay, I'm not washed by milk. So I have made this mistake so many times until I realized that you just have to do it. I watched so many podcasts of Hormozy. Back when I was 13 years old, I was used to think that I'll do this and I will have this company and then I will sell it and I will retire and I will do this and I will compete for this and I will have this and I will make this movie, without even taking the first step towards your goal. And Sarthak, one more thing. The first step that you take might not be the correct one to taking, which would take you towards your goal. That might not be the definite one. There might be a thing, there might be a case where you walk the 10 steps ahead, but then you realize, damn, I was walking the wrong path. Then you come back 10 steps and you walk the next path. And then you see that there is an easier path. Instead of 10 steps, you can go there in 3 steps only. The goal that you want to achieve. And this is totally fine, because in fitness and in many different things in life, that you just direction is more important than speed. As long as you are directionally correct, that does this thing increase or decrease the likelihood that I will be better at that I will be better at building things with AI and helping people with it? Yes or no? Yes. Do I know that this will get me to that level that this X person is? Probably not. I don't know. But is it directionally correct? Because Sarthak, you need to trust the process so much. And just to touch base on the uncertainty point, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle that annoyed many of the scientists, including Niels Bohr. And it was true. And as humans, Sarthak, evolutionary, we are not.
You know,
Go ahead.
you continue.
Okay.
I'll say
So
later. You
as
continue. This is more
okay,
important.
from an evolutionary standpoint, Sarthak, as humans, we are not wired for uncertainty, and that, the modern society has developed only since 10,000 years, and humans have been around since 1.5 lakh years. So that's why a major part of the brain is still like that. It thinks that uncertainty is bad, but just go ahead and watch Alex Hormozzi's Twitter, and you'll have some things. So this period of uncertainty is very important. And guys, I want to go into a chart so bad, but it would really extend this podcast, and I don't want to do. We'll do it sometimes in another episode. So that's it. That you need to have confront uncertainty first. Yeah, Sarthak, what were you saying?
Yeah, so I was saying that was different from this. I'll continue that what I was gonna say. But yeah, this uncertainty things have at time kept me from things, and I am continuously improving on this part. Like even in social skills, I'll tell you, at the beginning when in class 10th, the reason I wasn't so social was also because of the fact that it was uncertain. You don't know what the person in front of you will speak, or what the reaction they will give. Probably they will be happy, they could be uncaring, why are you here? But that's something that I felt is holding me back. So when I went ahead, I tried, okay, fuck what they are gonna say and just say what you want to say. Maybe at times it did not come out good. I stuttered, I did that, at times I couldn't speak well, but then it came on to me, and as you said, it opened a lot of other paths, and by now I could speak freely in front of a camera as well. But then I could not have. I would be stuttering, and I would be like, I want a script, I need a script. Right now I don't. So yeah, you are right, and I should do this only, as you were saying. First get into this, first do as I have planned, and then yeah, probably if, as he said, when the student is ready, the mentor will find him.
Awesome.
And the joke that, and not even the joke, a fact that I was gonna say about Niels Bohr and the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. As far as I have heard, Niels Bohr was one of the, preacher of this uncertainty principle, but a man that we all know was completely against him, Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein always believed in the fact that the future and this world is predestined. There is no probability. And he has a famous quote, if I remember correctly, God does not play dice.
Yeah, I was just searching for that quote.
The God does not play dice. And there is a very good channel on YouTube, Sufi Tramp. Again, we are here to provide you some good links as well. So yeah, Sufi Tramp, check it out, it's amazing. And Tim, I'm telling you, Insta, YouTube, search that channel as soon as we end this. You will love it. You will love that channel. It's one of the most amazing channel on things like this. So anyways, that is something that is stuck in my mind as well, because I'm also like this. I should know what is gonna happen. Even in results, I am not afraid of exams, but I'm afraid of results. Not exactly afraid, but exams doesn't affect me. You tell me tomorrow is your exam, you have 3 hours, prepare as much as you can and go and do the exam. I'll be fine. I won't be sweating. I'll be like, yeah, I can do this, this is the most I can make out of it. Because the thing is, then it's certain and it's in my hand. Whatever I do, it's in me. I have that confidence that okay, whatever I'll do, I'll probably do the best I can. But the moment it comes to results, I have done it. Now it's in their hands and I cannot change it, and there is still a little bit of uncertainty. So yeah, that uncertainty thing as well, I understood from these results that yeah, uncertainty is not something I'm actually ever comfortable in, and I should be better. I should be better in this, and I should be able to not let this uncertainty constrain me from going forward.
Beautiful. That is amazing. And Sarthak, one last suggestion, that
Yeah.
you have already, and
Yeah.
this is for you guys as well, you have already conquered your social anxiety by not giving a damn about what is going to happen. Use the same thought framework for
Yeah.
this also. That okay, maybe this is not the best thing, but is it directionally correct? Right. Then I don't give a damn of what is the thing. I hope you're getting the point, right?
Yeah, I am getting the point, and yeah, I should do that, and I will do that.
Awesome, guys.
So yeah, probably by the next time, in the next 2 weeks, you will have me somewhere progress there.
Beautiful.
And yeah, I think this is enough for today.
Yeah.
It's been a long podcast for us as well, and we love recording this unplanned venture into, you know,
The unknown.
mentorship opened a lot of things as well. And yeah, I hope you guys got a lot of value from it. And yeah, possibly you could also do something like this, make a roadmap. And yeah, honestly, if you want help from any of us, we are available to you guys as well. And yeah, roadmaps, designing, and from him, marketing is the best thing I think he is in. And anything you ask how he said, politely. And yeah, we are there. We know some things, not all, but yeah, we are sure to help you in the best way we
Yeah,
can.
we'll try our best.
So Tim, I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah, Sarthak, will you do your outro? And guys, see, I can be wrong as well. I'm not the best, right? God does not play. It's from Albert Einstein.
None of us are.
Yeah. Cool. So that gives you freedom to be wrong.
Well,
Okay. So be wrong, guys. Anyway, Sarthak,
Yeah.
wrap up the outro.
so guys, the checkered flag is flying. Again, an F1 reference, just like the intro. It's the end. We don't care who finished in P1, who finished in P20. But guys, this was an amazing podcast. The venture, the safety cars that came in the between. I know you don't understand a damn about it, and I also don't give a damn about it because it's F1 and I love F1. So guys, this is all we have to say for today. It's done. The race is over. Hasta la vista. Oh yes, hasta la vista. Oh my
Fuck
god.
you. That was my
my
intro.
pronunciation at times is so bad.
That is my outro. Fuck you. Italian में बोलना है तो.
No, I would rather fuck someone else. Italian में piacere. Nice. It was nice to see you.
Ciao.
And prego. Yeah.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Grazie, guys.
Grazie.
Grazie mille.
Grazie. धन्यवाद.